It was the view, very firm view of archaeologists, that there had been no megalithic architecture. When I say megalithic, I mean literally big stones, stone circles, huge constructions, nothing like that before 6,000 years ago. Central to my work was the notion of a global cataclysm, roughly 12,500, 12,800 years ago. They are not saying that it also wiped out a lost advanced civilization of prehistory. I'm saying that.
In the heart of Lebanon's Bekaa Valley lies an ancient wonder that defies the sands of time, the Baalbek temple complex.
This is Baalbek in the Lebanon. Each of these 3 blocks weighs 900 tons.
Home to some of the largest and most mysterious stone blocks ever used in construction, these colossal remnants of the Roman Empire's grandeur weigh as much as 1,650 tons each, more than an entire fleet of blue whales. How these stones were transported and precisely set into place remains one of history's most captivating puzzles.
I don't know how they did it. All I know is they did it. I don't think anybody knows how they did it, how they lifted those stones, how they brought them up to that level.
Join us as we delve into the enigmatic world of Baalbek, where ancient engineering meets modern curiosity, challenging everything we thought we knew about human ingenuity.
A Roman site for sure, but what about this bizarre enclosure wall that surrounds it?
Nestled in the fertile Bekaa Valley of Lebanon, the ancient site of Baalbek is a testament to architectural and cultural grandeur spanning thousands of years. Known as Heliopolis during the Hellenistic period, Baalbek's journey began as a modest Phoenician town named Baalath, dedicated to the worship of Baal, a god associated with the sun and storms, pivotal to the agricultural rituals of its people. The transformation of Baalbek accelerated following its conquest by Alexander the Great in 334 BC. Under Alexander, the city absorbed Greek cultural and architectural elements, emblematic of his broader strategy to fuse Greek and local traditions across the regions he conquered. This Hellenistic influence set the stage for Baalbek's later architectural evolution under the Romans, who saw the city's strategic and religious potential.
What archaeologists say, they found they could move 900-ton blocks, but 1,000 tons was too much for them.
Roman architects and engineers embarked on an ambitious construction agenda in the 1st century BC, which saw Baalbek grow into a grand ceremonial center. The centerpiece was the Temple of Jupiter, one of the largest temples in the Roman Empire, featuring 54 massive granite columns, each standing 70 feet tall. Today, only 6 of these majestic columns remain, but they continue to dominate the landscape, offering a window into what was an architectural marvel of the ancient world. Nearby, the Temple of Bacchus stands as a testament to Roman decorative art and architectural detail, with its well-preserved carvings depicting mythological scenes and festivities. Not far from these, the Temple of Venus showcases a unique circular design, breaking from traditional Roman architectural norms and highlighting a syncretic blend of Roman and local religious practices. Baalbek's construction feats, especially the transportation and placement of massive limestone blocks, draw parallels with other ancient marvels like the Egyptian pyramids and Stonehenge, showcasing the Romans' advanced engineering techniques.
Look at the famous King's Chamber. Its walls and its ceiling of the King's Chamber are all made with gigantic blocks.
The site was not just an architectural statement, but also a cultural hub, attracting pilgrims and spectators from across the empire to its religious festivals and games, blending Roman and local traditions in grand displays of public celebration. In comparison to other monumental Roman sites like the Pantheon in Rome, Baalbek stands out for its scale and the complexity involved in erecting such gigantic structures far from the Roman heartland. The Pantheon, with its massive dome and oculus, reflects similar ambitions in Roman architectural prowess, but in a vastly different urban setting. Both sites, however, illustrate the Roman Empire's architectural ambition and its ability to mobilize resources and technology across its vast territories. The stone blocks of Baalbek, particularly within the Temple of Jupiter complex, represent some of the most astonishing elements of ancient architecture found anywhere in the world. These massive stones serve as a testament to the extraordinary engineering prowess of their builders. Their construction techniques and capabilities continue to spark both fascination and scholarly debate. At the heart of the complex sits the Trilithon, a trio of stone blocks that form the podium of the Temple of Jupiter. Each stone measures roughly 64 feet in length, 13 feet in height, and 14 feet in width and weighs about 800 tons. The precision with which these gigantic stones are fitted together, without any mortar, is truly remarkable. Such an engineering feat required not only advanced planning and ample resources, but also the ingenious use of simple machines like levers and inclined planes, combined with significant human and mechanical effort. Just about 900 meters from the main temple complex, in a nearby quarry, lies the Stone of the Pregnant Woman.
The quarry contains a number of very large blocks that were never transported.
This monolith, approximately 69 feet long and weighing around 1,000 tons, has never been moved from where it was originally cut. The stone's name comes from a local legend suggesting that touching the stone can ensure a safe and easy delivery for pregnant women, highlighting the cultural and superstitious significance these ancient stones hold within local folklore. In 2014, an even larger stone was unearthed in the same quarry.
Why only recently excavated? Because the whole site was covered in sedimentation.
At 64 feet in length and estimated to weigh about 1,650 tons, it stands as the largest known stone ever carved by human hands. This discovery significantly expanded our understanding of the capabilities of ancient engineers and their technological advancements. Comparing these megalithic stones to other ancient wonders provides further context to their impressive nature. For instance, while Stonehenge in England is renowned for its circular arrangement of standing stones, the largest of these stones weighs merely about 30 tons, far less than the massive blocks of Baalbek. The construction of Stonehenge involved transporting stones over long distances, presenting a different type of logistical challenge and ingenuity. However, the sheer scale and weight of the Baalbek stones showcase an unparalleled architectural ambition in the ancient world. Similarly, when we consider the Egyptian pyramids, particularly the Great Pyramid of Giza, the limestone blocks typically weigh between 2 to 15 tons, with the largest granite stones in the King's Chamber weighing between 25 to 80 tons.
Now, Egyptologists will tell you that, they could move heavy blocks because they put them on wet sand and they push them along on wet sand. Maybe if you're just at ground level, that will do, but when you're 350 feet above the ground, as you are in the King's Chamber, that won't do at all.
The stones of Baalbek far exceed these in size, highlighting the unique challenges and skills required for their transport and placement. Unlike the primarily tomb-like structures of the Giza pyramids, Baalbek's temples served ceremonial and religious functions, indicating diverse uses of massive stones across ancient civilizations. This comparison not only illustrates the monumental scale of Baalbek's construction, but also underscores the diverse architectural and cultural expressions of ancient societies. The Baalbek temple complex, with its colossal stone blocks, stands as one of the greatest engineering achievements of the ancient world. The tasks involved in constructing this monumental site weren't just about brute strength. They required meticulous planning, advanced organizational skills, and a deep understanding of physics and engineering principles. These elements combined challenge our modern perceptions of ancient technology and showcase the ingenuity of our ancestors. The architectural grandeur of Baalbek was no accident. It reflected the Roman Empire's immense ambition and its desire to display power and divine favor. The sheer scale of the temples served multiple purposes, both religious and political, reinforcing the might of Rome and the sanctity of the location. This complex was designed to awe and affirm the presence of Roman authority in the region. The transportation of the massive stones is believed to have been primarily conducted using rollers made from large tree trunks, with the stones themselves placed on sledges. These sledges, acting as platforms, helped distribute the weight of the stones and prevented the rollers from sinking into the ground. Historical texts even mention the use of olive oil as a lubricant on the paths, a technique that significantly reduced friction, making it easier to move these enormous weights over considerable distances. The placement of these giant stones remains a subject of debate among historians. Techniques such as the use of wooden cranes, which were similar to those used in medieval constructions, likely played a role. These cranes, utilizing ropes, pulleys, and possibly treadwheels, would have amplified the force exerted by humans or animals. Another plausible technique involved constructing large earth ramps, which would have provided a gradual incline to drag the stones into their precise positions. Lever systems, employing long wooden beams to lift and position stones, might have also been used, requiring less material than ramps, but a greater understanding of leverage mechanics. Drawing parallels, the construction techniques theorized for Baalbek closely resemble those hypothesized for the building of the Egyptian pyramids, particularly the Pyramid of Giza. Like Baalbek, the transportation of the pyramid stones likely involved sledges and possibly rollers, with the use of water as a lubricant depicted in ancient Egyptian wall paintings. For lifting, the Egyptians are believed to have utilized a combination of ramps and lever systems. Constructed over a millennium before Baalbek, the pyramids highlight a continuity in complex engineering techniques that span cultures and ages, underscoring a shared architectural heritage in the ancient world. This shared legacy speaks volumes about the ingenuity embedded in ancient construction practices, linking disparate cultures through their monumental achievements.
Siberia, a land of unforgiving wilderness where secrets lie frozen beneath layers of snow and ice. But in 2013, a discovery thawed out a mystery that could shatter the foundations of human history. Deep within the Sharia Mountains, explorers stumbled upon a site that defied logic. Gigantic stone blocks, some weighing more than 3,000 tons, assembled with an impossible precision. Walls that dwarfed the pyramids of Egypt, a construction so monumental it whispered of a civilization far older and far more advanced than we ever imagined. But how could such colossal structures be built in this remote and hostile land? Who were these master builders, and what cataclysmic event could have led to their disappearance, leaving behind these enigmatic stones as a haunting monument to their existence, a silent echo of a civilization lost to time? Join us as we delve into the mystery of the Gornaya Sharia megaliths, a journey into the heart of Siberia.
In 2013, deep in the Sharia Mountains of southern Siberia, explorers stumbled upon a site that defied explanation. Massive stone blocks, some over 3,000 tons, arranged in formations that suggested human design. This was the beginning of the mystery of the Gornaya Sharia megaliths, a discovery that could challenge everything we know about ancient history. The expedition, led by Georgy Sidorov, ventured into a region that had remained hidden during the Soviet era. Rising 3,600 feet above sea level, the Gornaya Sharia site held enormous stone structures, stacked with surprising precision. Upon arrival, the team encountered granite blocks with flat surfaces and sharp angles, some towering over 140 feet high, forming what appeared to be a colossal wall stretching over 700 feet. Each block measured around 65 feet in length and stood between 16 to 23 feet tall, dimensions that dwarfed Stonehenge and the pyramids of Egypt. But one question remained: how could such immense stones have been carved, moved, and placed in this remote landscape? Sidorov's notes speculated that the site might date back 100,000 years, pushing the timeline of human construction into uncharted territory. This hypothesis remains speculative, but if accurate, it suggests an advanced civilization that vanished, leaving only these stones behind. The Gornaya Sharia megaliths resemble other ancient structures, like the Baalbek stones in Lebanon or the Saqsaywaman walls in Peru, sites that have puzzled archaeologists for decades. Yet Gornaya Sharia stands apart due to the immense size of its stones and its remote location, suggesting a level of engineering far beyond what ancient humans are believed to have achieved. Adding to the mystery were circular holes and signs of melting on some stones, as if exposed to intense heat. Sidorov speculated about ancient rock fusion techniques, or even a thermonuclear event, ideas that remain controversial. What could cause such damage? Was it a natural disaster, or some unknown ancient technology? Or, as some suggest, could it be the aftermath of a cataclysmic event that destroyed whatever once stood here? The mystery deepened when the researchers' compasses malfunctioned near the stones. Sidorov suggested a negative geomagnetic field, possibly a remnant of an ancient energy source. Similar geomagnetic disturbances have been seen at other ancient sites, prompting theories that ancient people understood how to harness natural forces in ways we have yet to rediscover. But the harsh Siberian climate cut the expedition short, forcing the researchers to leave before they could find definitive answers. Yet, the clues they gathered hint at a mystery that could rewrite our understanding of ancient civilizations. If these megaliths were built by humans, they suggest a forgotten chapter of history, one with skills and knowledge beyond what we have recorded. If humans built these structures, how did they survive in such a harsh environment? And why settle in the Shoria Mountains, where winters bring deadly cold? During the last ice age, around 20,000 years ago, much of the northern hemisphere was buried under ice. Yet Siberia's mammoth steppe, a cold grassland, offered refuge. Woolly mammoths and other large animals roamed, providing resources for survival. Evidence shows that humans adapted to this land. Stone tools, ivory weapons, and the remains of hunters have been found, suggesting that people thrived here earlier than previously thought, some dating back 30,000 years, nearly twice as old as the earliest known human sites in the Americas. Could the builders of Gornaya Shoria have found a haven in this challenging environment? Gornaya Shoria invites comparisons to other mysterious sites, like Baalbek's 1,000-ton stone blocks or the precisely fitted walls of Saqsaywaman in the Andes. These places share a common question. How did ancient peoples move and shape such massive stones without modern technology? Unlike those sites, Gornaya Shoria is far from known trade routes or civilizations, adding to the puzzle. Could similar knowledge have spread across ancient cultures, even separated by vast distances? Such theories have led to speculation about a pre-flood civilization, a society that may have existed before a cataclysm reshaped the Earth. Stories of lost civilizations, from Plato's Atlantis to the Great Flood, align with this idea. Could the Shoria megaliths be remnants of a society that thrived long before recorded history, only to be wiped away by disaster? The massive stones and their precise arrangement suggest the work of ancient builders, perhaps echoing their knowledge through similar sites around the world. Despite these theories, official research has been limited. Russian authorities classify the site as a natural formation, suggesting geological processes shaped the blocks. But without thorough archaeological investigation, this conclusion remains uncertain. Observers note the sharp angles and regular arrangement, making a natural explanation seem less likely. Could wind and water alone shape such structures, or do they reveal the mark of ancient craftsmanship? A link between Gornaya Shoria's stones and other megalithic sites, like the underwater ruins off Japan or the terraces of Pumapunku in Bolivia. The scale and precision of these sites hint that ancient builders might have shared architectural knowledge despite being separated by oceans. Could an ancient network have connected these cultures, leaving behind a global puzzle? Beyond the academic debate, Gornaya Shoria inspires more speculative ideas. What if these stones were not just the remnants of an ancient civilization, but designed with a purpose we don't yet understand? Could they have functioned as an energy center, tapping into geomagnetic forces? Some theorists point to the circular holes and signs of melting as evidence of ancient technology, perhaps a form of energy manipulation or a defensive mechanism that led to the site's destruction. These theories remain controversial but echo ancient legends, stories of cities destroyed by fire from the sky, of civilizations lost in sudden cataclysms. Tales like the sinking of Atlantis or the fall of Sodom and Gomorrah resonate with the stones of Gornaya Shoria. Could these myths hold a hidden truth about the structures beneath the Siberian wilderness? For now, the Gornaya Shoria megaliths remain an enigma, caught between myth and reality, nature and human design. Until more research is done, the truth remains buried in Siberia's frozen landscape. But if these megaliths were crafted by human hands, they could reshape our understanding of ancient history, challenging our beliefs about early human capabilities. As the sun sets over the Shaurya Mountains, the megaliths stand as a silent mystery, questioning everything we know about human ingenuity. Are they remnants of a lost civilization or the result of nature's forces? Until more evidence emerges, Gornaya Shaurya continues to invite speculation and wonder.
Was the consensus of archaeologists that no megalithic architecture had been found anywhere in the world that was more than 6,000 years old. They said, show us another culture that's 12,000 years old anywhere in the world, and we might listen to you. Evidence from much earlier megalithic construction is hiding in plain view. Our understanding of prehistory must change.
Nestled near Nanjing, the Yangshan Quarry stands as a monument to human ambition and ancient mystery. Here, amidst the dust and echoes of history, lies the colossal, unfinished stele, intended to honor a Ming dynasty emperor. Why would humans embark on such a grand project, knowing the immense challenge of moving it, and then mysteriously abandon it?
If you wish to pass information to a distant future, if you wish it to be preserved, you wouldn't be smart to just write it down.
This mystery not only captivates the imagination, but also invites us to explore the profound complexities of engineering, royal ambition, and perhaps the supernatural influences that shape our endeavors. The Yangshan Quarry is an archaeological site of great historical importance, mainly due to its ambitious yet unfinished project initiated by the Yongle Emperor. This project aimed to create a colossal stele to commemorate his father, the Hongwu Emperor, the founder of the Ming dynasty.
I think their project was to honor and memorialize it. Is knowledge preserved and passed down through the ages? Yes, I think it is.
The Yongle Emperor, who reigned from 1402 to 1424, is celebrated for his significant architectural and cultural achievements, which included not only the construction of the Forbidden City, but also this immense stele project. This act was intended not merely as a show of familial respect, but also to legitimize his rule and link his achievements to those of the dynasty's founder, thus enhancing the continuity and legitimacy of his own reign. The construction of such a monument also served as a display of imperial power and the advanced capabilities of Ming dynasty engineering.
That is one of the mistakes in looking for a quote-unquote advanced civilization in the past, is that we tend to be looking for ourselves.
From an architectural standpoint, the primary goal of the Yangshan Quarry was to extract stone of an unprecedented size and scale. The stele for the Hongwu Emperor was to be the largest of its kind ever created, a symbol of the immense power and enduring legacy of the Ming dynasty. This ambitious project required vast resources and a workforce capable of overcoming the logistical challenges posed by the stone's enormous dimensions. In imperial China, erecting steles was a deeply cultural act, often associated with honoring divine or royal entities. The project commissioned by the Yongle Emperor linked him with the divine mandate, ascribing almost celestial reverence to his ancestors and himself, thus reinforcing his rule as divinely sanctioned. The design and craftsmanship of the stele were planned to be magnificent. The project was to be composed of 3 grand pieces. The base, intended to support the enormous weight of the stele and act as both a physical and symbolic foundation. The body, which was to be intricately engraved with inscriptions praising the Hongwu Emperor and detailing his accomplishments and virtues. And the crown, planned to be elaborately decorated with dragon motifs or other imperial symbols, signifying the celestial authority of the emperor. The dimensions of the stele were also staggering. The body of the stele itself was planned to exceed 30 meters in length, 13 meters wide and 10 meters thick. Weighing approximately 16,250 metric tons, this stone would have been one of the largest ever carved by human hands, comparable in weight to about 2,500 adult African elephants. To appreciate the scale further, the length of the stele's body was almost as long as the wingspan of a Boeing 747 airplane, underscoring not only its immense size, but also the bold engineering ambitions of the Ming dynasty, mirroring the monumental constructions of other ancient civilizations like the Egyptians and Romans.
But remember that the ancient Egyptians tell us in many of their texts that everything they knew was a legacy.
The ambitious project at Yangshan Quarry, designed to immortalize the Yongle Emperor's father, faced insurmountable challenges after the emperor's death. The primary issue was the logistical nightmare of transporting the immense stone 10 kilometers to the Ming Shaoling Mausoleum. Despite having a large labor force and advanced engineering techniques of the era, the task proved beyond the capabilities of the period's transportation technologies, leading to the project's abandonment. In the course of studying the quarry, archaeologists have unearthed a diverse arsenal of traditional tools that were used to work these massive stones. Chisels, hammers, and levers crafted from iron were employed in a meticulously organized manner to extract and precisely shape the gargantuan stones. The innovative methods employed by the workers were particularly ingenious. One such method, known as fire setting, involved heating the rock surface with fire and then dousing it with cold water. This sudden temperature change caused the rock to undergo thermal shock, resulting in cracks that made it easier to shape and remove the stone. The layout of the Yangshan Quarry also provides insights into the organization of labor and resources during that time. Large teams of workers were coordinated in a highly structured approach, possibly under the direct supervision of imperial engineers. This meticulous organization was essential for executing such a monumental project, demonstrating the sophisticated management practices of the Ming dynasty in handling large-scale constructions. This coordination not only facilitated the quarrying process but also ensured that each phase of the work was completed as efficiently as possible, despite the eventual abandonment of the project due to logistical challenges. While the organizational prowess at Yangshan Quarry was impressive, the technological innovations possibly used there truly showcased the brilliance of ancient Chinese engineering. The enormous stones at the quarry, some of the largest ever quarried in human history, display a level of precision in cutting and shaping that suggests the use of extremely advanced techniques. Historians and archaeologists have long speculated that the ancient Chinese engineers might have utilized now-lost techniques that facilitated their monumental tasks. These could have included specialized cutting tools, measurement systems for exact angles and flat surfaces, and unique methods for splitting stone from rock beds without causing it to crack entirely. The precision with which these stones were quarried and shaped suggests a sophisticated integration of various fields of knowledge, including geometry, physics, and materials science, indicating a highly developed technological culture.
I believe that it's worth considering the possibility of a remote common ancestor, which passed down key information that was inherited by later cultures.
Drawing parallels with Roman engineering, we see that Roman engineers also revolutionized construction with the development of hydraulic cement and the extensive use of arches, vaults, and domes, which allowed them to build enduring structures like the Pantheon and the aqueducts. They were masters at utilizing available resources and adapting their engineering solutions to the diverse conditions of their vast empire. Similarly, the engineers at Yangshan may have developed their own unique methods to manage the quarrying of such massive stones. This might have involved the use of intricate lever systems designed to maximize mechanical advantage, or even early forms of cranes which could have been powered by large human teams or possibly by animals. Both civilizations demonstrated an understanding of leverage and load distribution. For instance, Roman cranes and capstans were used for lifting heavy weights, while similar principles could have been applied in Yangshan for moving large stone blocks. Additional techniques hypothesized to be used at Yangshan include the strategic use of water to aid in the transport of these massive stones. By creating a series of canals and using buoyancy, the engineers could have significantly reduced the effective weight of the stones, making them easier to maneuver over large distances. Seasonal adjustments might also have played a role in the timing of the quarry work. Engineers might have taken advantage of frozen ground during the winter to move heavy stones more easily, a technique evidenced in other historical contexts such as the transport of large stones for the construction of medieval cathedrals in Europe. Moreover, the durability and flexibility of bamboo, widely available in China, would have made it particularly useful for creating temporary frameworks and scaffolding, demonstrating the ingenious solutions employed to tackle the challenges of such a monumental project. While exploring the technological aspects of the Yangshan Quarry project is fascinating, The supernatural narratives surrounding its abandonment offer an equally intriguing dimension. In traditional Chinese culture, the spiritual world is deeply intertwined with the physical realm, and many construction projects from ancient times are wrapped in tales of omens and divine messages. Local legends from Yangshan suggest that the massive Stele project was halted by supernatural forces. These stories recount strange and ominous signs that appeared during the quarrying process, which local workers and officials interpreted as warnings from the heavens. These warnings supposedly dissuaded them from continuing the project for fear of invoking disaster or bad luck. Such tales might be more than mere superstitions. They could represent symbolic expressions of the workers' fears and the practical difficulties they faced, projected onto supernatural explanations.
Probably one of the first sites that really arrested my attention, and I was like, whoa, there is something going on here, was Saqsaywaman.
Peru is one of the great centers for this incredible megalithic work that we see. Nobody honestly knows who did the work. We simply know that it was an ancient civilization that obviously had advanced technology. I asked my guide, who did this? And he said, the Inca. And I said, that's impossible because they were a Bronze Age society.
The Saqsaywaman citadel, located on the northern outskirts of Cusco, Peru, stands as a monumental testament to the ingenuity of ancient civilizations. This mysterious structure, though the exact date of its discovery in modern terms is difficult to pinpoint, Saqsaywaman has always been known to the local indigenous peoples and has long been recognized as a significant site in the Incan heartland.
And that caused me over the course of time to eventually move to Peru in order to continue to pursue this.
The true discovery by the outside world, however, can be traced back to the Spanish conquest of Peru in the 16th century. When the Spanish conquistadors, led by Francisco Pizarro, arrived in Cusco in 1533, they were awestruck by the grandeur of Saqsaywaman. Chroniclers such as Pedro Chiesa de León and Garcilaso de la Vega documented their impressions, with de la Vega describing Saqsaywaman as the most important architectural work of the Incas. The citadel's enormous stone structures, arranged in precise formations, defied the understanding of European architects and engineers of the time. The discovery was not a singular event, but a gradual unveiling of the citadel's mysteries. Over the years, as the Spanish sought to conquer and convert the Inca, they dismantled much of Saqsaywaman, using its stones to build colonial Cusco. However, the scale and complexity of the site ensured that significant portions remained intact. Saqsaywaman is enveloped in mystery, both in its construction and its purpose. One of the most striking features of the site is the precision with which the massive stone blocks are fitted together. The stones, some weighing over 100 tons, are cut and assembled with such accuracy that even modern engineers are baffled by the techniques used. The walls are made up of polygonal blocks, carefully interlocked without the use of mortar. This method not only ensured the longevity of the structures, but also allowed them to withstand earthquakes, no small feat in a seismically active region. One of the most fascinating aspects of Saqsaywaman is the scale of its construction. The largest stones used in the walls weigh up to 140 tons and are over 5 meters high. To put this in perspective, these stones are heavier than the largest blocks used in the construction of the Great Pyramid of Giza, which weigh around 80 tons. Despite their immense size, these stones are fitted together with such precision that even a piece of paper cannot be inserted between them. The method by which the Inca cut and transported these stones remains one of the great unsolved mysteries of archaeology. Theories range from the use of simple tools like bronze chisels and hammers to the more controversial idea that the Inca possessed some form of advanced technology or knowledge lost to history. Another unique feature of Saqsaywaman is its zigzagging walls, which are not only aesthetically striking, but also serve a practical purpose. These walls are believed to have been designed to absorb the impact of seismic activity, which is common in the region. The zigzag pattern also made it difficult for invaders to scale the walls, providing a strategic advantage. The question of who built Saqsaywaman has been the subject of much debate. The traditional view is that the Inca, who ruled the region from the early 15th century until the arrival of the Spanish in the 16th century, were the builders. However, some researchers argue that the site may predate the Inca and could have been constructed by an earlier, unknown civilization. The theory that Saqsaywaman was built by the Inca is supported by the presence of similar construction techniques at other Inca sites, such as Machu Picchu and Ollantaytambo. However, the sheer scale of the stones used at Saqsaywaman, combined with the lack of evidence for how the Inca could have moved such massive blocks, has led some to speculate that they may have inherited the site from an earlier culture. One of the most intriguing theories is that the builders of Saqsaywaman possessed advanced knowledge of harmonic resonance technology, which allowed them to move the massive stones with ease. This theory suggests that the builders used sound waves to levitate or reduce the weight of the stones, enabling them to transport and position them with minimal effort. While there is no direct evidence to support this theory, it has gained popularity among those who believe that ancient civilizations had access to advanced technologies that have since been lost. The idea that humans could have built Saqsaywaman using conventional techniques, such as ramps and levers, is not entirely dismissed by archaeologists. However, the lack of definitive evidence for how the stones were moved and the precision with which they were cut and fitted has led to a wide range of alternative theories, including the possibility of alien assistance. Determining the exact age of Saqsaywaman has proven challenging. While it is generally accepted that the site was constructed during the reign of the Inca, which began in the early 15th century, some evidence suggests that portions of the citadel may be much older. Radiocarbon dating of organic material found at the site has provided dates ranging from the 12th to the 15th centuries, but these dates are associated with the site's later use rather than its initial construction. The lack of definitive dating has led some researchers to propose that Saqsaywaman may have been built on top of an even older structure, possibly by a pre-Incan civilization. This theory is supported by the fact that the construction techniques used at Saqsaywaman differ from those found at other Inca sites. The precision with which the stones are cut and fitted, for example, is far superior to that seen at Machu Picchu or Ollantaytambo, leading some to speculate that the Inca may have inherited and repurposed the site. One of the most interesting aspects of Saqsaywaman is its potential connection to the megalithic traditions of other ancient cultures. Some researchers have noted similarities between the construction techniques used at Saqsaywaman and those found at other megalithic sites around the world, such as Stonehenge in England and the pyramids of Egypt. These similarities have led to speculation that Saqsaywaman may be part of a global network of ancient sites, possibly built by a lost civilization with advanced knowledge of engineering and astronomy. Saqsaywaman, like many ancient sites, has become the focus of numerous conspiracy theories and speculative ideas. One of the most popular theories is that Saqsaywaman is connected to the legendary Hall of Records, a supposed repository of ancient knowledge hidden beneath the earth. According to this theory, the Hall of Records contains the secrets of advanced technologies and ancient wisdom, which were used by the builders of Saqsaywaman to construct the citadel. Another intriguing theory is that Saqsaywaman was built using harmonic resonance technology. This idea suggests that the builders were able to move the massive stones by generating specific frequencies of sound which caused the stones to levitate or become lighter. While this theory is not supported by mainstream archaeology, it has gained popularity among those who believe that ancient civilizations possessed knowledge and technologies that have been lost to history. The theory of alien assistance is another popular idea associated with Saqsaywaman. Proponents of this theory argue that the precision and scale of the stonework at Saqsaywaman are beyond the capabilities of ancient human civilizations and suggest that extraterrestrial beings may have played a role in the construction of the citadel. This idea is often linked to the broader concept of ancient astronauts, which posits that aliens visited Earth in the distant past and helped early humans build megalithic structures. One of the more fantastical theories is that Saqsaywaman is a portal to another world or dimension. According to this idea, the citadel was constructed as a gateway that could be used to travel between different realms. Some proponents of this theory suggest that the complex alignment of the stones and the presence of underground tunnels indicate that Saqsaywaman was designed as a multidimensional gateway. The purpose of Saqsaywaman has been the subject of much debate among archaeologists and historians. The traditional view is that the site served as a military fortress designed to protect Cusco, the capital of the Inca Empire, from invaders. The strategic location of Saqsaywaman overlooking the city and surrounding valley supports this theory, as does the presence of defensive features such as the zigzag walls and underground tunnels. However, some researchers believe that Saqsaywaman may have served a more ceremonial or religious function. The alignment of the site with astronomical events, such as the solstices and equinoxes, suggests that it may have been used for ritual purposes. The presence of large open spaces within the citadel, which could have accommodated thousands of people, also supports the idea that Saqsaywaman was a gathering place for religious ceremonies and festivals. Saqsaywaman is not the only mysterious site in the Cusco region. Nearby, the ancient city of Machu Picchu, located approximately 70 miles northwest of Cusco, shares many similarities with Saqsaywaman in terms of construction techniques and astronomical alignments. Machu Picchu, like Saqsaywaman, features precisely cut stonework and structures that align with celestial events, suggesting a possible connection between the two sites. The region around Cusco is also home to several other enigmatic sites, such as the Ollantaytambo fortress and the city of Pisac. These sites, like Saqsaywaman, feature impressive stonework and are aligned with astronomical events. The concentration of such sites in the Cusco region has led some researchers to speculate that the area may have been a center of advanced knowledge and technology in the ancient world.
Culture that erected huge stone structures like the Egyptian pyramids and the temples of the Aztecs. Does the answer lie in the mysterious Kaimanawa stone wall buried deep in the forest near Taupo? While geologists still wonder whether it's a natural rock formation or not, later this month, archaeologists will begin excavating around it.
The Kaimanawa Wall, located in the dense Kaimanawa forest of New Zealand's North Island, has long been a subject of intrigue, sparking debates and inspiring numerous theories about its origin.
There's two schools of thought at the moment. One that it's a natural occurrence, and one that the blocks of rock have been placed here by some early civilization.
The wall's discovery and subsequent study have raised more questions than answers, fueling speculation about its purpose and the people who might have built it, if indeed it is man-made at all.
They have said that this is beyond our time. They were here 2,000 years ago and were brought here by people.
The Kaimanawa Wall was first brought to public attention in the early 1990s by Barry Brailsford, a historian and author with a deep interest in New Zealand's indigenous cultures. Brailsford, along with a small team of explorers, stumbled upon the structure while investigating local Maori legends that spoke of ancient stone constructions hidden deep within the forest. However, the wall's existence had likely been known to local hunters and bushmen for some time, as the area was popular for hunting and trekking. The wall itself is a roughly 10-meter tall structure composed of large, smooth megalithic stone blocks, seemingly fitted together with precision. The blocks, which appear to be rectangular and meticulously arranged in horizontal courses, resemble the kind of stonework associated with ancient megalithic structures found in other parts of the world, such as the Inca walls of Saqsaywaman in Peru or the Cyclopean walls of Mycenae in Greece.
And the rocks themselves bend in a sort of a semicircle around. It may be the shape of some sort of structure.
What makes the Kaimanawa Wall so mysterious is the uncertainty surrounding its origins. Unlike other megalithic structures around the world, which have been studied extensively and often linked to known ancient civilizations, the Kaimanawa Wall exists in a region with no known history of large-scale stone construction. The indigenous Maori people, who have inhabited New Zealand for over 1,000 years, are not known to have built anything resembling this kind of stonework. This has led to much speculation about the wall's builders, with theories ranging from a forgotten pre-Maori civilization to natural geological formations misinterpreted as man-made. When Brailsford and his team first reported the wall, they were met with skepticism from the academic community. Many geologists and archaeologists were quick to dismiss the wall as a natural formation, arguing that the stones were simply a result of volcanic activity, with natural processes such as erosion and faulting giving the appearance of man-made construction. However, this explanation did little to quell the public's fascination with the wall, and amateur archaeologists and alternative historians began to propose more exotic theories. One of the most intriguing aspects of the Kaimanawa Wall is the precision of the stonework. The blocks are estimated to be up to 2 meters long, 1 meter high, and 1 meter deep, with some weighing several tons. The largest blocks are comparable in size to those used in the construction of Stonehenge or the Great Pyramid of Giza, leading to speculation that they could not have been moved or placed without advanced technology or the coordinated efforts of a large workforce. Despite the skepticism from some quarters, the wall's discovery has led to further exploration of the area, revealing additional stone formations that could suggest a larger, more complex structure buried beneath the forest floor. These formations include what appear to be terraces, steps, and other features that are difficult to explain through purely natural processes. Another interesting fact is the wall's orientation. The structure is aligned with the cardinal points, with its longest side facing north, which some researchers believe could indicate a deliberate design, possibly for astronomical or ceremonial purposes. This alignment, combined with the wall's scale and precision, has led to comparisons with other ancient megalithic sites around the world, further fueling theories that it could be evidence of an unknown ancient culture. The stone blocks that make up the Kaimanawa Wall are massive, with an average size of around 2 meters by 1 meter by 1 meter. Each block is estimated to weigh between 3 to 5 tons, depending on its exact dimensions and the density of the stone. To put this into perspective, the average weight of a block used in the construction of the Great Pyramid of Giza is around 2.5 tons, while the largest stones used in Stonehenge weigh up to 30 tons. This makes the Kaimanawa Wall stones relatively large compared to many other ancient constructions, particularly given the lack of evidence for large-scale stone quarrying or construction in pre-colonial New Zealand. The sheer size and weight of these stones raise significant questions about how they were moved and placed, especially in a dense forest environment with limited access to the kinds of tools and technologies typically associated with megalithic construction.
A structure that would create so much controversy, a great number of theories would be created as to the very nature of its existence.
The absence of any obvious quarry sites nearby also adds to the mystery, as it is unclear where the stones were sourced from or how they were transported to their current location. One of the most popular alternative theories suggests that the wall is evidence of a pre-Maori civilization that possessed advanced knowledge of stone construction. Proponents of this theory argue that the wall could be the remains of a temple, fortress, or other significant structure built by this lost civilization. However, mainstream geologists argue that the wall is a natural formation, the result of a process known as columnar jointing. This process occurs when lava cools and contracts, forming hexagonal or rectangular columns that can appear to be artificially constructed. While this explanation accounts for the wall's appearance, it does not satisfy those who point to the precision and alignment of the stones as evidence of human involvement. Determining the age of the Kaimanawa Wall has proven to be a significant challenge, primarily due to the lack of organic material associated with the structure that could be radiocarbon dated. Without direct evidence, researchers have had to rely on indirect methods such as geological dating of the surrounding rock formations and the examination of any possible weathering patterns on the stones. Some researchers have suggested that the wall could be several thousand years old, possibly predating the arrival of the Maori in New Zealand around 1,000 years ago. This theory aligns with the idea that the wall is the work of a pre-Maori civilization, although there is no direct evidence to support this claim. Others argue that the wall could be much younger, potentially the result of natural processes occurring within the last few thousand years. One of the most intriguing theories about the Kaimanawa Wall is that it was part of an ancient ceremonial or astronomical site. The wall's alignment with the cardinal points, combined with its apparent precision, has led some researchers to suggest that it could have been used for observing celestial events, such as solstices or equinoxes. This would place it in the same category as other megalithic sites around the world that are believed to have served as ancient observatories. Another theory is that the wall was part of a defensive structure, perhaps a fortress or a boundary wall used to protect a settlement or sacred site. This theory is supported by the wall's imposing height and the apparent difficulty in accessing the site, which would have made it an ideal location for a fortified structure. Some have even suggested that the wall could be a remnant of an ancient roadway or causeway, possibly used for transporting goods or people through the dense forest. This theory is based on the wall's straight, linear design, which could indicate that it was part of a larger network of roads or pathways. One of the most mysterious aspects of the Kaimanawa Wall is the lack of any similar structures in New Zealand or the wider Polynesian region. While there are numerous examples of stone construction throughout the Pacific, including the famous Moai of Easter Island and the Marae of Tahiti, none of these sites resemble the megalithic style of the Kaimanawa Wall. This has led some researchers to speculate that the wall could be evidence of a migration or cultural exchange between New Zealand and other parts of the world, possibly as far afield as South America or Southeast Asia. One particularly interesting theory suggests that the wall could be linked to the ancient legends of Mu or Lemuria, hypothetical lost continents that are said to have once existed in the Pacific Ocean. Proponents of this theory argue that the wall could be a remnant of an advanced civilization that was destroyed in a cataclysmic event, leaving only a few scattered ruins behind. Another coincidence that has fueled speculation is the similarity between the Kaimanawa Wall and certain structures in Japan, particularly the megalithic site of Yonaguni, which lies submerged off the coast of Japan. The Yonaguni structure, like the Kaimanawa Wall, is composed of large, precisely cut stone blocks arranged in a manner that suggests human involvement. Some researchers have suggested that these similarities could indicate a shared cultural or technological origin, possibly dating back to a time when sea levels were lower and these regions were more closely connected. In addition to the Kaimanawa Wall, there have been other intriguing discoveries in the surrounding area that could shed light on the region's ancient history. For example, researchers have found numerous petroglyphs and carvings in the central North Island, some of which depict strange humanoid figures and symbols that do not appear to be of Maori origin. These carvings have led some to speculate that they could be the work of a pre-Maori culture, possibly the same one responsible for the Kaimanawa Wall. Comparisons between the Kaimanawa Wall and other megalithic structures around the world have also provided some intriguing insights. For example, the wall's construction technique bears some resemblance to the Inca stone walls found in Cusco, Peru, where large irregularly shaped stones are fitted together without the use of mortar. While the Kaimanawa Wall's stones are more regular in shape, the precision with which they are fitted together is comparable, leading some researchers to suggest that similar techniques or knowledge could have been used.
Are there good aliens and bad aliens from what you know?
And bad aliens and all kinds of ways and reasons for interacting with us. You know, there's a misconception here. People think that our space brothers would bring us good things. The EBEs are so advanced, they're at least 500 million years advanced from us, and probably more.
Now, can they exist among us?
It's my understanding they can only last about 20 minutes in this air.
Anuradhapura, one of Sri Lanka's most significant historical cities, was the capital of an ancient empire that ruled the region for over 1,000 years. Known as the Land of Kings, it was a center of Sri Lankan culture and home to magnificent Buddhist monuments. Among its ruins is the 40-acre Ranmasu Uyana, or Golden Fish Park, a royal garden with lush pathways, pools, and engraved illustrations. However, the most intriguing feature of this park is not a monument, but an enigmatic carving known as Sakwala Chakraya, or the universe cycle, which remains one of the most mysterious ancient artifacts not only in Sri Lanka, but globally. So what is Sakwala Chakraya? Who built it and why? We'll break it down and uncover Sakwala Chakraya's hidden secrets. Sakwala Chakraya is a 6-foot wide carving made up of 7 concentric circles, divided by vertical and horizontal lines, filled with crossed circles and other symbols. The outer ring depicts various marine animals. Despite its intricate design, archaeologists and historians are baffled by its origins and purpose. It stands out among the other carvings in Anuradhapura, as it bears no resemblance to traditional Buddhist iconography found elsewhere in Sri Lanka or the world. This anomaly has left experts wondering how it came to exist in a city filled with monuments from the Anuradhapura Empire, which began in 377 BCE. What makes Sakwala Chakraya even more puzzling is that it is absent from historical records meticulously kept by the Anuradhapura Empire and Buddhist monasteries. These records provide detailed accounts of the empire's architecture, religious practices, and daily life, yet they do not mention the creation, function, or even existence of Sakwala Chakraya. Some scientists have speculated that the carving could be up to 6,500 years old, possibly making it one of the world's oldest. One of the earliest studies on Sakwala Chakraya was conducted by British archaeologist H.C.P. Bell in 1911. Bell theorized that the carving represented Buddhist notions of the universe, describing its concentric circles and surrounding symbols as representations of cosmic elements. However, this explanation fell apart when researchers noted that the carving's design did not match any known Buddhist universe depictions, which prompted further speculation. Some suggested that Sakwala Chakraya might be a blueprint for a technical project, like an irrigation system or a place for discussion, as indicated by the 4 seats carved into the rock nearby. Recent interpretations of Sakwala Chakraya propose that the carving resembles modern electrical diagrams. The concentric circles may represent electromagnetic waves, while symbols resembling satellite antennas and circuit components have sparked theories that the carving could be an ancient electrical blueprint. Though these ideas may seem far-fetched, they have gained attention due to the remarkable resemblance between the carving's symbols and modern technical diagrams. Additionally, the possibility of ancient civilizations using electricity is not entirely dismissed by some researchers, though it remains speculative. Even more extraordinary are local legends, which claim Sakwala Chakraya is a stargate, a portal to other parts of the universe. According to Sri Lankan epics, this stargate allowed gods to travel between Earth and distant cosmic destinations. Many people believe that the carving holds a secret code that, when activated, could open the stargate. Some tantric Buddhist monks still meditate in front of the carving, hoping to unlock its potential. Although this theory is dismissed by mainstream science, paranormal researcher Praveen Mohan added to the mystery in 2019 when he detected unusual energy emissions from the carving using an EMF detector. Further investigations of Anuradhapura reveal that its ancient builders possessed remarkable astronomical knowledge. A study in 1996 by researcher Mihindukula Surya, Susantha Fernando, found that 3 of the city's main stupas were aligned with 3 stars in the Orion constellation. This astronomical precision extended beyond the stupas. Archaeologists discovered that Ranmasu Uyana, the park where Sakwala Chakraya sits, served as an astronomical calendar. Stone structures in the park were designed to track the positions of the sun and stars, marking the solar year and predicting important astronomical events. The question remains, how did Anuradhapura's ancient builders acquire such advanced knowledge? Their expertise wasn't limited to astronomy. The Anuradhapura region is also famous for its engineering marvels, including an advanced hydraulic system that provided water for agriculture, drinking, and royal gardens. This system, consisting of interconnected reservoirs, canals, and modern-style valve pits, is still considered a model for modern water management. With Sri Lanka facing the effects of climate change, researchers are looking to this ancient hydraulic system for solutions to current water management issues. During the empire's prominence from 377 BCE to 1017 CE, Anuradhapura became a hub of world knowledge, attracting scholars from as far as China and Kashmir. Visitors came to study texts and receive guidance from sages on subjects like science, engineering, agriculture, and philosophy. Interestingly, archaeological evidence suggests that a thriving settlement existed in Anuradhapura centuries before the empire officially began. This raises questions about the origins of this advanced civilization and how it acquired such profound knowledge. One possible clue lies in the great South Asian epic, the Ramayana. Composed between the 8th century BCE and the 3rd century CE, it tells the story of the Indian prince Rama and his battle with the evil king Ravana of Lanka. While Ravana is portrayed as the antagonist in the Ramayana, Sri Lankan sources view him differently, as an extraordinary leader of an advanced civilization. Ravana was said to be a scholar, inventor, and legendary scientist who wrote about medicine and astrology. According to legend, he possessed advanced technologies, including the Pushpaka Vimana, a flying machine described as a chariot resembling a bright cloud in the sky. Ravana's reign is said to have been one of great prosperity, with tales of even the poorest households eating from golden pots. For Sri Lankans, Ravana is not a mythical figure, but a real king who ruled thousands of years ago, around 7,000 years before the present day, according to the Ramayana. This raises the question, how could Ravana have had access to advanced technologies like flying machines, cures for diseases, and astronomical knowledge far ahead of his time? Some believe that the answers to these questions can be found at the incredible archaeological sites around Anuradhapura. One of the most famous of these is Sigiriya, a fortress built atop a 600-foot column of rock, located about 45 miles from Anuradhapura. Sigiriya was a marvel of ancient engineering, complete with a palace, landscaped gardens, and a massive pool. Archaeologists believe the fortress was in use at least 1,500 years ago, but the scale of the construction still baffles researchers. The builders of Sigiriya are said to have moved over 3 million bricks to the top of the rock, which seems impossible without modern technology. Additionally, the 90-foot-long water tank atop the rock was carved out of solid granite, and despite droughts or heavy rains, it never dries up or overflows. This engineering feat has baffled scientists, leading some to speculate about how the ancient builders could have achieved such precision with primitive tools. According to ancient Sri Lankan sources, Sigiriya was built by the gods as an impregnable fortress for King Ravana. In 1907, archaeologists discovered a massive picture gallery of paintings in the caves around Sigiriya. These paintings depicted figures emerging from clouds and carrying various objects, sparking theories that they might represent the gods or perhaps extraterrestrial visitors who helped Ravana build his fortress. The story of Saqsaywaman comes into play again when considering these legends. Some believe that the Stargate referenced in local myths was not just depicted in the carving, but was actually constructed at Sigiriya, allowing Ravana's visitors from the sky to travel to and from Earth. If these gods were extraterrestrial visitors, it might explain Ravana's advanced knowledge and technological capabilities, including the Pushpaka Vimana flying machine. About 60 miles from Sigiriya lies another intriguing site, Danigala Circular Rock, known to locals as Alien Mountain due to frequent UFO sightings. According to legend, Danigala was the site of Ravana's aviation headquarters, where he landed and launched his flying machines. Locals believe that the knowledge of flight Ravana possessed came from the visitors from the sky, and that Danigala served as a landing pad for their crafts. In modern times, hundreds of UFO sightings have been reported at Danigala, adding to its mystique. As research continues, the mystery surrounding Anuradhapura, Sigiriya, and Saqsaywaman deepens.